Hi folks, in this week's Tech Tuesday I wanted to talk a little bit about some extensions that either yourself or your pupils could use to add a color overlay to their browser. Um, we have in the past used Noverlay for this, which was great, but unfortunately Noverlay was removed from the Chrome web store. Not really sure why, but it doesn't look like it's coming back anytime soon. So I've spent a bit of time trying to find the best alternatives that are available in the Chrome web store for free. I've tried out quite a big range of them just to check they work and to see how they work and see how easy it is to change the settings on them. And after looking through about a dozen, these are the best two that I've come up with. They both work slightly differently, so I want to just show you how that works. So the first thing is to add a Chrome extension. You simply go to the Chrome Web Store, and then you can use the search bar, which you'll find up at the top left when you get to Home, and search for the name of the extension. And the first one we're going to have a look at here is called Color Overlay. Now, Color Overlay just applies a colored overlay across the whole screen. And some people prefer that. They prefer to have the content completely covered. So in this case here, we can see in a Google Doc, that overlay applies to everything on the page, including the text fields here. The downside to that is that it is slightly opaque, and that will kind of slightly wash out the text a little bit. It can mean that your text doesn't have quite as much contrast, and some pupils don't particularly like that. So this is one option. Now, it's a really simple extension. When it's installed, you should find it down in here, and then you can hit the little pin to add it to your taskbar at the top. And when you open it there, you can turn it off and on by just flicking the little switch. And you can use this little color adjuster here and then save your favorite colors down at the bottom here for reuse whenever you want. So I think this one works quite well in terms of, giving you a good overlay. The only downside that is, as I say, that it can make the text a bit opaque because it overlays on top of it. And if you're looking at images in particular where there are colors, it will add the color overlay over the top of the image, which might not be what you want. So that was color overlay. Now I'm going to just go into my Chrome extensions here, manage them, and I'm going to turn that one off in here. I'm going to disable it, which will remove it from that menu up here because unfortunately, if you try and use more than one color overlay tool, they can sometimes conflict with each other, and the other one, GreenEye, that I'm going to use does have a wee conflict if they're both enabled at the same time. So I'm going to turn this one on, which you can find on the Chrome Web Store here, just called GreenEye, and that we'll see has added a little icon up here. Again, if you don't have the icon, you can look in here, find it, hit the pin. Now this one works a little bit differently, so I'll just refresh the page here. Because most of these will apply when the page is loaded. So if you already have a page open, then you enable them, you usually have to refresh the page. And so you can see the difference here is that only the background of the web page has actually got its color changed. It doesn't apply an overlay on top of everything, and that allows us to see the text and little icons and actually the written area here without any colored overlay that kind of makes the text go a bit washed out looking. Again, individuals prefer different things. You can obviously, if you're doing it this way, go in and go to your page setup in Google Docs and so on, change your page color to whatever color you prefer. But it's a personal preference thing, I guess. The advantage when you look at a website is that with this tool here, you will not find that will overlap or overlay and mess up the colors on any of the content. And so just for browsing web content, this is probably a better option. So those are your two options. They were color overlay and GreenEye. I've changed the permissions in the admin console so that pupils can install these if they want. So they would just go to the Chrome Web Store and search for them. They're not force installed on any pupil devices because it's their choice which one they want to use. But you could maybe highlight that to them, make them aware, and maybe help them push in the right direction to install whichever one worked for them. I don't think I went into it, but this one here, there are some options here that you can go into to change the background color as well. So it's not fixed to be green. You can choose what you want and then just change that and save it and so on. So hopefully that was useful to you. Those are, as I say, the best two options we've currently got. If you find something you think works better, please do drop me a wee email and let me know, and I can quite happily share that out with everyone as well. Okay, thanks.